So today we will make this dragon animation with just simple strokes and some path animation.
So first we will create this kind of path either in Illustrator or After Effects where the tail, let me show you, the tail is extended off the screen and you can go for extreme like this. We will place the dragon only here. So this part of the path will only be the dragon. It will all make sense once you see it in action. So let's just take this into After Effects using the overload plugin. Now we will change the color and we will increase the stroke width to something like this, and we will call it base control. So this base control is going to control everything, including the shape of the dragon, the trim path, and the animation of the dragon basically. So let's make sure that the dragon's head is in the center. This part here will be the head. Okay, this should be nice. Now we'll go to group, then from group to strokes, and there we will increase the taper. Right now we don't really see what is happening, so first let's add a trim path. Now increase the start to something like this. This is going to be the dragon's body. Now at this point the tail will end. Let's make it 50. Now this is fine, and now we can adjust the taper as we like. And here we will change the butt cap to round and meter join to round join. Nice. Now we will create a solid with black fill color and we will call it texture, and we will copy this path from Illustrator, Ctrl C, and selecting the texture layer, paste it. Now you will see it is not placed properly, so for that let us change the blending mode, and then we can reposition the mask and fix the positioning. Make sure that it is in the center of the stroke. That is fine. Now we can turn it back to normal. Now here we will add a plugin called Thick Stroke. It is a free plugin you can download, and we will get something like this. If I solo it, you will see the stroke is reversed. So first let's just fix the trim path. Let us enable our base control back, and then we will change the trim path. There it is. So if we go to the base control, and there in the trim path section we can see the start value is 53. So we will put the same value here in the start so that it is accurate. Don't worry about the stroke width, we will fix that here. So from here you can change the width start and you can reduce it to 0, and you can increase the width end, and you can keep increasing it until you see something like this. That is nice. And you will see that this part here is not completely thin. So for that, come here to the influences, and from there choose none to with color. Now that will fix that issue. And here you can change the color. I will go for something like this. I want to have a subtle blue tone in the midtones. Same blue tone in the highlights, slightly. Nice. Now this texture layer will be masked to the base control. For that we will change the track matte of this texture layer to base control, and we will enable the base control back. Now here select the texture layer and push it towards this side, something like this, so that it will look like this white area is the belly part of the dragon. Now here we can add an inner shadow. We can add an inner shadow from layer style, and we can change the color of the inner shadow to white, increase the opacity to 100, and change the blending mode to screen, so that we get something like this rim light here like this. And you can even increase the distance or increase the size and change it however you want, so that we get this kind of roundedness. Now here we will add lines in the belly area. For that, let us duplicate the base control and we will call it lines. Let me solo it so that you can see what is happening. We will change the color to something like grayish blue, so something like this. And in the content we will go to strokes. From there, click on this plus icon next to dashes and make sure to change the round cap to butt cap so that we get this kind of lines. And here click again on this plus icon so that we get this gap option. You can increase the gaps like this. By decreasing this value, you will make the lines thinner. Now if I unsolo it, this is how it will look. So let's change them to something better. Now I will change the color to something more bright. Nice, I like it. Then select these two layers, base control and line. From the search menu here, search for path and hold Alt and click on this stopwatch next to the path of line layer, and then drag the pick whip to the path of base control. Now we will do the same thing with the mask of this texture layer. Hold Alt and click on the stopwatch and then drag the pick whip to the base control path again. That will reposition the path here, you can see. To fix that, click on this icon right here, then simply click on this area where there is no mask here and just drag it, and by manually we will fix the position here. Nice. Now here in the base control we will go to groove, then trim path, then leave it open. Then here we will do the same thing with the trim path. We will hold Alt and click on the start icon and then parent it to the start of this layer. We will do the same for end and also offset. Same we will do here on this texture layer. We will go to effects, thickness, and then the trim path of the effect. Start, then end, then offset. Now by changing the offset of this layer, I can just animate it. Now to have some contrast, I just want to change the colors a little bit. Just want to make it more darker. That is better. Now we will work on the head.